Hey guys, this is Kara, and today's video is going to be about how people thought I was married to my professor. Okay, so like the first day of class, I got to meet my new teachers, and they told us like about what the curriculum would be and that sort of thing. So yeah, after the class ended for that teacher, I had some people come up to me and ask about the teacher as well as the class. So I just answered because I just thought it was like a typical thing. Like, you know how sometimes if you know some people who like are taking similar classes as you, you'll ask them like, hey, you got like a pop quiz coming up or anything like that. So that's what I thought it was at first. People were just asking me about the class as a way to kind of prepare themselves. Like they just wanted to know like, oh, do we have a pop quiz or something like that? You know what I mean? So yeah, so for that, I just told him like what the class was like, and I was like, yeah, he's fine. He's in a good mood because they like asked how he was. So like, okay, cool. And so that started happening. But then like what I noticed is like after each class, that's what kept happening. Like people kept coming up to me asking how the teacher was, and then also asking like about the class. I mean, it just depended. Like some people would ask specifically how he was, like, "Hey, how is the teacher doing?" And I'd be like, he's fine, he's good." And then some people would ask me like more specifically about the class, like, "Do we have a quiz?" or like, "What are we going over today?" or "When's blah 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 due?" Things like that. So it was like half and half. Some people would ask about the teacher, and some people would just ask about the class. But after a while, I was like, when some people started asking me about the teacher, I'd be like, why do you keep asking me about him? Like, because yeah, like at first I thought it was just people asking more about the class, but then after a while, I was starting to realize some people were just asking specifically about the teacher. So I was like, why do you keep asking me about the teacher? So they're like, oh, you're his wife, aren't you? I was like, oh no, no, he's not my husband. I'm not married to him. And they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, here's the funny thing. So apparently the teacher was, I guess, a newlywed, which makes sense because he was quite young. And his wife was also taking the class, too. So some people thought I was his wife because apparently I looked like his wife. I didn't really see the resemblance. I saw a picture of her once, but I didn't think she really looked like me. She had brown hair, but she was taller than me. And then I don't know what her eye color was because I couldn't tell in the picture. But I mean, I didn't think she really looked like me, honestly. I mean, she has brown hair, but big whoop. There are a lot of people out there with brown hair. That doesn't make us all twins. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And honestly, I kind of wonder, like, how well did she do in the class? Like, imagine if you were taking your husband's class and you were failing. Like, how awkward would that be? To like go home and it's like, honey, you failed. But yeah, I thought that was something that was kind of interesting and kind of funny that happened to me way back in the day. And yeah, I'm kind of curious, like at your schools, what is it like? Because here in America, usually if you like have a mom or dad at your school, you're not allowed to take their class because that's considered a conflict of interest. And then I guess I don't know, at my college, I guess it's not a big deal if your husband's your professor. I don't know. I That's something I thought was weird too because it's like wouldn't that be considered a conflict of interest to take your husband's class? Because obviously you know the teacher is quite well, you know? So I feel like that could sort of be like an unfair advantage, you know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I never met her. I just saw a picture of her and I didn't really think she looked like me, honestly. And I always wondered too, like how well did she do in the class? Like did she pass? Did she fail? Did he give her extra credit so she could bring her grade up if she wasn't doing well? Like who knows? Yeah, I'm curious. Like, have you guys ever been mistaken for somebody that you weren't, like I was in that class? And then, yeah, also, like, in your state or country or wherever, like, are you allowed to, like, take your parents' class? Like, say you started a new high school and, like, your mom was the English teacher there. Like, would you be allowed to take her class or no? Here, it would be considered a no. Like, you wouldn't be allowed because that would be considered a conflict of interest, which I think makes sense because I think that would be hard for a lot of teachers to try to not see their child, like, as their child, you know? And, like, let's be real, what parent's going to want to fail their own kid? Most parents are not going to fail their own kid. I can tell you that. They're not going to want to fail their own child. But for husbands and wives, I don't know how that works. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video and have a great day. Bye.